Hey guys, this is Pano. I got a new knife design to show you guys. But before I get to that, to the knife introduction, I want to have a little talk again. I'm always gonna do that. So a few months ago, we designed this knife, and even though it's considered a large blade, the intent of this blade, like 99% of William Collins knives, is that it has multi handles and multi positions to hold the knife so you can use it. So even though this is a 6-inch knife, you can handle it like a little blade. That's always the intent of most, like I said, 99% of design of Williams knives. So with that said, even on the little knives that William makes, you can always choke up closer to the tip of the knives for more control to whatever you're carving or doing. And the little knife becomes even smaller knife. But that's not the point. The point is you want a bigger blade for chopping, for processing big animals, for multitasking, doing a lot of stuff with just one knife. Not just one tool option kind of idea, but it's good to carry one knife and be able to do a lot of things which come with the use of the knife and getting the skill required to use this tool. So I wanted a knife that'll be a multifunction blade. So I have this. This is one of the designs I had. So I made a second design with William, of course. And this is the knife. It's got an up sweep on the blade. It has a continuous curve from this point, it's straight. And this point on, it starts sweeping up. And as you see, this whole blade, everything you see about this blade, none of these design has anything to do with the looks. It all has to do with multifunction. And I'll show you what I mean. So when you're cutting, the position of your hand, having this point of the blade cutting, your hand sits up and you're just cutting something, whatever you're cutting. You have the straight edge here, and you're still in a pretty good shape on your hands when you're cutting downwards, which you never do. You always cut towards this way. So let's say you want to cut an onion, right? So you just gotta watch the blade, how the blade works. All the angles, like I said, have multifunction, and those contours get the blade to stay exactly where I want it. And this is to me, this blade design, I have it for a couple weeks now, but I've been thinking about this knife for quite a while. And how would a knife function like this with these features that we put on this blade here? Fresh onion here. So again, positions of my hand. and it's a wide blade, so let's say you're coming in a bind and you want to cut something that is hard, you can always put your hand up here and push or control the blade better. And of course you can rock and chop everything you want this way. Because like I said, it's a pretty big blade. So this is our onion. I'm gonna put this in a Ziploc and save it for later. So now we have a potato. Again, the knife has to be comfortable so it could operate on your hand. When you're peeling potatoes or anything like this, if the blade is not steady on your hand, it's not gonna be a stable knife to do this kind of stuff, like when you handle it so close to your fingers. And of course, one of the most important features of this blade for me is this here. I can use it as a scraper. I have a point. I can scrape just individually something. And again, because of the grind, it's a high saber grind. It's a strong grind, and you have nothing is flying away as I'm cutting. It's almost like a flat. The way the William did this grind, it's like a flat. It's like a flat grind. Like, it's so slim saber. So far it does those two jobs very beautifully. So I also wanted a blade to be able to whittle. Again, look how much knife I have to hold. Doesn't have a drawback like this knife. That's the sweet spot. It doesn't have the sweet spot to cut this way. Drawback like towards me. But I can grab it at the front and come right here with all the control I want, and I can whittle very precise cuts. I could use it this way, and almost it's like a stone tool, like that we're making them right. It's like you're controlling your own finger when you're using this knife to slice precise. And of course, this feature is for when you're skinning. When you're skinning, you're controlling your tip and you're not digging into anything. And when you're going for gutting, I haven't tested this on gutting. This is theory, the only thing that's theory so far, but I gotta test it. I gotta make sure it does it. When you're starting your gutting and you go in, the theory is this point here, it's gonna dig in and pushing the stomach down, while this is gonna just zip the animal open. Because this point is gonna be holding down while this point is cutting. So, and this point here is gonna work in the back of the animal on the sphincter, cut around to release the rear colon so you can start processing your animal. So, because of this now, I want to be able to take my knife after I can do my kitchen prep. I want to start a fire. Now I have my scraping here, not only here, which it works fine. I have it here right at the front. I can scrape just the front piece of any ferro rod or any anything I want to scrape with much accuracy than here. Because here you see you're going down, you're leaving. Here you can control this. And it's so wide, I could scrape, I can collect material, I can flip even burgers with this knife. So And of course, very, very control right to the front of the ferro rod to throw sparks. And like I said, here, the sweep up to skin. So I have, let's get this old hide again. I want to show you. So let's say the other feature I want from this knife is when I finish my hide, it's just got that little, this is from the brain tanning. So I just want to take this off and make my fur nice and soft. So I could just hold my knife this way and I can use it as a scraper and take the brain tan off, smoothen the leather, make it nice and smooth and pliable. Scrape my whole hide. If I see an area that I need to cut, I get my control right here like a scalpel and just remove it very gently and accurate. I have a lot of knife to grasp on and control it. And I have all this surface to scrape forward of anything I want to do. I know this knife is not for everybody. I know it first hand if you don't realize, and of course you can use it as a cleaver and chop something small. When you're doing animal paws, you can put that paw here and push this way and cut, remove the little paw off, and then go with the tip and cut the ligaments off, disconnect the joints. It's a very finicky little work, especially when I was doing the wolf, or when you're doing any animal. You can go right over the tip this way or this way. You have your finger right there. You can control everything so easy with this knife. So guys, this is the new blade we came up with. Talking to William, the name probably is gonna be the Woodsman Cleaver. Well, I'm gonna continue testing it. I wanna do a field dress with it and make sure that this sweep works the way I want it to work. But everything else just hit right on the spot for me. It's a very, very useful knife design. And if it's for you guys, it's gonna be ready for custom order soon. Just email William and he'll make one for you. So thank you guys for watching and see you next time.